Hi everyone, welcome to Kishore's podcast. Today, we are addressing a critical question that especially if you are a leader, you should ask yourselves. Are you a peacetime leader or a wartime leader? I learned about this concept for the first time when I read the book The Hard Thing About Hard Things by Ben Horowitz. If you haven't read this book, I would highly recommend it, especially if you're an entrepreneur or in any kind of leadership role. Spoiler alert. There might be many business books which can talk about doing things right. But if there is one book which can help you to navigate challenges when everything else is going wrong, then this is the book. Now let's start with a brief definition of these two leadership styles. What exactly does it mean to be a peacetime leader versus a wartime leader? Peacetime leaders excel when everything is calm and predictable. They are like architects, meticulously planning for the future. And their focus is on long-term growth, stability, teamwork, and collaboration. And wartime leaders? These folks are the battlefield commanders. When chaos erupts, they are in their zone of action. Their mission is survival. They make shift decisions, adapt to changing conditions, and they always keep the ship afloat during storms. Does this ring any bell to you? Let's go deeper on the characteristics of each. Starting with peacetime. Peacetime refers to periods when a company enjoys a significant advantage over competitors in its core market, and the market is growing. So peacetime leaders prioritize expanding the market and reinforcing the company's strengths. They emphasize consensus building, creativity, and encourage contributions across diverse objectives. Peacetime leaders work to minimize conflict and maintain an harmonious environment. They do accept changes from the original plan as long as they are backed by effort and creativity. In contrary, wartime is when a company faces an imminent existential threat, just like how we are in the midst of AI revolution now. So, wartime leaders will have to be directive and prioritize survival. They don't focus on consensus building or they don't tolerate disagreements. Wartime leaders may heighten contradictions and they focus also on decisive action. They are completely intolerant of deviations from the original plan. I hope you get a gist of what's meant to be a peacetime leader versus a wartime leader. Now, every leader can be both peacetime and wartime leader. They may or may not be good at both. But this can only be possible with a time-tested situations. I would like to bring you some real-world examples. One of the real-world examples of a leader who is good at both peacetime and wartime is Satya Nadella from Microsoft. As Microsoft CEO, Satya transformed the company from a Windows-centric giant to a cloud-first powerhouse. His empathy-driven approach fostered collaboration and innovation. This clearly shows his quality as a peacetime leader. But he is also a very good wartime leader. Satya's strategic shift during the AI revolution exemplifies his wartime leadership. He prioritized survival by embracing AI, also transforming overall Microsoft's trajectory. Microsoft's decisive action in establishing a partnership with OpenAI is a very perfect example in this case. Additionally, you might as well remember how Satya swiftly responded when Sam Altman was removed from the board of OpenAI just few months before by offering him a position at Microsoft immediately. Another real-world example for someone who was really good as a wartime leader is Steve Jobs on his return to Apple in 1997. Steve returned to Apple when the company was near collapse. He immediately streamlined Apple's product line, focusing on the core strengths and discontinuing all underperforming projects. Steve did not focus on consensus building. The result was a linear, more focused company which was then ready for innovation. In short, peacetime leaders seek consensus and growth, while wartime leaders prioritize survival and take decisive actions, even if it means violating established norms. On a personal note, I enjoy being a peacetime leader at my work most of the time, but I do often would like to have challenged myself equally as a wartime leader. What would you prefer? Do write in the feedback section of this podcast. I'm looking forward to read your responses. Remember, the best approach is to remain receptive to both styles of leadership, adapting as needed based on the organizational context and the market demand. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Kishore's podcast. So until next time, remember to keep exploring, innovating, and embracing the possibilities of tomorrow.